Greg Cosell, a guy known as an offensive genius, won a Super Bowl in the late 90s. Mike Martz is in studio today as we get ready. It is Thursday. We're loaded. Here is Christine with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
What percentage chance would you give that Tom Brady retires?
Zero.
Wow.
Okay.
So there are definitely some people who think he will retire after this season. He is 40 years old, and at the beginning of the season, a lot of people were saying this could be his last year, but now we've seen his Tom versus Time docuseries.
Yeah.
And he was asked at the podium when he will retire, and here's his answer.
Why does everyone want me to retire so bad? I don't get it. I'm having fun. The team's doing good. I know I'm a little bit older than most of the other guys, but, I'm really enjoying it. It takes a lot of hard work to get here. And our team, I think, is, working hard. We had a good practice today. We're going to need a couple more good ones. We're playing against, great football teams. So I'm not thinking about retirement. I'm thinking about the Super Bowl and trying to win the most important game of the year. And it's going to take a lot to do it.
Good for him. And that's what I've been saying since the beginning of the season. I don't know why everyone just all of a sudden decided, well, he's got to retire now. He's 40.
Well,
and this is going to be his last season. Like, there are no signs whatsoever that he should retire.
This is a topic because Giselle said the concussion thing. And if you think I'm wrong, Drew Brees is 39, and nobody is suggesting he retires. Big Ben's 38 and has had the you-know-what kicked out of him for 15 years. Nobody's mentioning this. If Giselle doesn't say, he's had some concussion, this is and I love her. She's great. She's an absolute world-class business person, supermodel. But she's not a neurologist. She is a wife. And when she said that, he's got to get out. Drew Brees is a smaller athlete, has had less support, has had less defense, has probably been hit more. Nobody's suggesting Brees should leave, but we all want Brady out. And I really think it goes back to his wife, who's kind of respected. I mean, she's a very formidable human being, says, well, he's had concussions. And now we're all like, ooh, there's a mystery. Tom has been, Christine, I have watched every Patriot snap of Tom's career. I've seen him smoked twice. I mean, hit and step. Gronk, I've seen a dozen times. I'm like, oh, he's wobbly. Wes Welker, there were times I was like, dude, retire. I think Tom's in way better shape above the shoulders than we think.
I think so, too, and it's worked out well since Giselle said that about him, because now he's got all these other kind of deals coming out of the woodwork. Josh McDaniels will take over as head coach of the Colts after the Patriots season is over, and so Brady was also asked about his relationship with McDaniels.
He knows me so well. He knows me by the look on my face, and vice versa. So, I mean, we communicate more than, I communicate with him more than I communicate with probably anybody in my life. And I just, I can't say enough good things about him and what he's meant to me and how much he's taught me, how great of a coach he's been for me, how he's got the best out of me, how he motivates me in the off season. He's a friend for the rest of my life.
That seems really genuine.
Yeah.
Also, I'm kind of surprised he didn't talk to Guerrero more or to Giselle. He said he talks to him more than anyone he does.
Well, I mean, because from what we understand, if you watch Tom versus Time, he's in the building 13 hours a day.
So during the football season, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reality of, like, busy people. I mean, don't get me wrong. The quality of your discussions with your wife or husband are great, but the quantity for if somebody at work 14 hours is probably your boss or coworker more than your husband or wife.
And quality over quantity, for sure.
Yes, yeah.
And finally, Kirk Cousins is now available. He's going to be a hot commodity.
Yes.
And Von Miller is really making it a point to let it be known that he would want him on the Broncos.
He knows exactly how I feel about Kirk Cousins and what he would mean to our team and what he would mean to a lot of teams. So, he's the hot quarterback on the market.
So you've had a conversation?
Yeah, I've had a conversation with Kirk.
So you said, hey,
Yeah, we need Kurt.
Yeah, you can't be goofing around now.
Yeah, we need Kurt. I would like to have Kurt. We have great quarterbacks now. Kurt could take us over the edge. But that's the National Football League. It's a lot of teams that need Kurt. It's a lot of teams that need a great quarterback. And whatever team he ends up on would be a different team.
Yeah, that's a push. That's officially a push for Kirk Cousins. When guys come out stars and go on shows and push, that is what you call an effort. That's marketing. They have talked amongst themselves in Denver, and I think that's where he's going to go.
You do? And
yes.
Is that what you're... Because yesterday you were getting some text messages.
I was. That was called opinionism.
Right.
It's the term we use, which is about 70% opinion, 30% sourcing. Unlike what you do, which is about 90% sourcing, and then you have an opinion after your sources tell you something. You're more of a journalist than I am. I talk a lot, and then if I get a little sourcing, and I just call it opinionism and blah, blah, blah. And I got a source that I trust that said, keep your eye on Denver. It's in the works, and so I just went with it.
And have you heard anything else?
Nope, I have not. But that's the thing about opinionism, is that sometimes it's not totally buttoned up when you go on the air.
So what happens when you hear something completely different?
Than my first opinionism?
Yeah.
That's the great thing about opinionism. You can just bounce around over the place.
And you're never wrong, because it's just an opinion.
See, Christine, I try to create things that work to my advantage.
Yes, at all times, no matter what happens.
Yes. So opinionism, I was texted yesterday by somebody, and by the way, I said, this is the one that's going to happen. I trust my source. And the next day, within 12 hours, multiple Broncos are coming out pushing for Kirk Cousins, meaning in the building, this is a concerted effort by players and in my belief, management to get Kirk Cousins, because management is telling Von Miller, you're our star. You go out there and tell him you love him, because, by the way, Denver knows that Arizona wants him too. This is like recruiting, Christine, at the pro level. So Elway tells Von Miller, hey, you go out and you show love. You're our biggest name. Von goes out on Dan's show and says, I love him. And so Kirk Cousins is like, what is the one thing, Christine, Kirk Cousins hasn't had in D.C.? Love. He keeps putting up numbers, and they won't give him a contract. So this is a concerted John Elway effort, and I think it's really smart to get him.
But did you ever hear the saying, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything?
Yes.
So, you have to stand for one of your opinionisms, or otherwise you'll fall for any of them.
Thank you. You should adopt my opinionism strategy more.
Why?
It works. It gives you all sorts of freedom. You get the fun of breaking stories potentially without the criticism if you whiff. It's really a lot of fun. I really strongly encourage Adam Schefter, shift what you're doing now from big journalism, Jay Glazer, Peter Schrager. Come to my side of the fence. It's way more fun. There you go. There you go.
Speechless.
Christine with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
Okay, there's a story out about LeBron James and the Warriors. I think he planted it. I'm going to give you a rundown, though, on the possibility of LeBron's next spot. This is the Herd.
This is where the big dogs come to play. 3 days of